Four people are known to have been killed in taxi-related violence across Cape Town just this morning.
Shooting going on there.
That was shooting. Members, you copied. We responded to Dynamite, the Blue Light Town guys, Sweet Homes. Idiot. Cape Town is quite dangerous to be a police officer. We don't know what to expect. That is our work.
And Samora Michelle. So that's 4 separate shooting incidents, and some of those scenes are still...
On arriving at the crime scene, there's nothing that Police Commissioner Domingo can do but count the victims.
3 people, eh? 3 people shot.
3 people, yeah. One fighter.
Where's the other one?
In the corner, yeah.
Huh?
In the corner there.
Oh, shit.
One wounded victim on the pavement, another taken into emergency care, and one dead, shot at point-blank range. The anti-gang unit commissioner makes his provisional assessment of this new case.
There's a victim laying there. Can you please stay outside, please?
The shooting took place just a few minutes ago. Now the police are searching for even the smallest of clues.
Yeah, securing the area. Any projectiles or round that may still lay on the scene.
The shooter isn't far. He escaped on foot just after having shot at his victims.
The market is around. Now we don't know. It's not known yet what is the reason why they were shot. But it's alleged that this is part of a taxi-related.
A settling of scores between taxi gangs, the beginning of an escalation that will result in 23 gun murders in 2 weeks, yet another symptom of a city steeped in extreme violence. Cape Town. At almost 6 million inhabitants, it's the second largest metropolis in South Africa after Johannesburg. It is first and foremost a world-renowned tourist destination. The country's wealthiest residents all have their villas facing the ocean, but there is a side to this idyllic setting that is kept hidden from view. Slums as far as the eye can see. The townships, Hanover Park, Manenberg, Khayelitsha. Ghettos formed under apartheid, reserved for the black and mixed-race population of Cape Town. Today, they are lawless zones within the city. Here, death strikes at every corner. Even in the middle of the day. Killings, violent theft, attacks, and all kinds of trafficking. The police are often overwhelmed.
He's considered to be the #1 capital when it comes to murder in South Africa.
Targeted by criminals with nothing to lose.
I'm proud to be American.
In response, residents barricade themselves inside their homes. Some of them even arm themselves to protect their families.
I carry it with me like this all the time. This is my preferred mode of carry.
Other citizens risk their lives in the worst parts of the city in an attempt to restore order.
Actually, in this place where you're now, this is a gangster paradise.
With 3,000 deaths each year, Cape Town has one of the highest rates of homicide in the world. We dive into one of the most dangerous cities on the planet. For years, in the face of rampant crime, Cape Town's city centre has become a battleground. To protect themselves, inhabitants are building higher and higher walls. Barbed wire, high-voltage wires and surveillance cameras have become part of the local landscape.
Let's go, we're going to go to school. Hey!
Zahir and his wife are raising their children in a well-reputed, quiet suburban neighbourhood.
We're going to go to school. Up. It is chilly outside.
A laboratory technician, he's representative of the middle class that is forced to barricade themselves a little more each day.
This is the one of the security systems in the home, but unfortunately, with the levels of crime that's happening today, we just have to get, do things like this. So, yeah, let's get a move on.
Zahir and his wife had metal spikes installed on top of their gate. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. They were burgled twice last year.
It's very scary. At night, if you just hear a noise already, and you're up and just looking around and hoping that no one is trying to break in, so you don't leave anything lying around that is going to attract the attention.
I will follow, you can say, jump in.
Once inside the car, Zahir does not let his guard down, quite the contrary.
When I pull out, every time I leave the house, whether I'm going, whatever direction I'm going in, I'll make sure that the gate is closed. So I need to make sure that when I leave that there's nobody getting inside the property when I'm gone.
He isn't paranoid. He is the image of all South Africans for whom these habits have become a part of everyday life.
I'm always scanning in front of me. I'm checking my rearview mirror. When I get to traffic stops or we're forced to stop, I try and leave a gap between myself and the front vehicle, of at least a vehicle's length, so that if something were to happen and somebody tried to hijack the car, I'd be able to maneuver out of that situation. So this is where my daughter's preschool is.
His level of alert has intensified since he became a father.
Say bye. Bye. I will not leave until that door is closed.
To stop living in fear, Zahir has taken it to the next level. He has equipped himself with a firearm which he carries with him at all times. In South Africa, this requires a license. Each week, he gets some target practice with his friend Lance, an insurance broker who likes to dress up as a cowboy. He himself was a victim of armed car theft a few years ago.
When I pulled into my driveway at home, I was confronted by 3 armed hijackers. All 3 of them were armed. They had balaclavas on, and they were ready to steal the vehicle that I had, but also wanted my home keys. I resisted, and we had a shootout. And I'm pleased to say that although I was shot twice, I survived, and I managed to incapacitate all of the carjackers.
My uncle was murdered in his surgery. A year before that, my cousin got murdered as well. I don't think there's one person in this country that can say that they haven't been a victim of a crime.
On a day-to-day basis, Zahir carries more than just a pistol.
Which you could carry in your pocket. This is a multi-tool. I carry a defensive blade. It's a fixed blade, short, concealable. Basically what it is, it's a tourniquet. This is a cheap one.
It's a band which you put pressure on to stop bleeding.
To stop bleeding.
I'm always armed because I do feel vulnerable and naked. I hold a black belt in 2 martial arts, but I would never ever go out without having a blade on me. It's always on me.
Why not, Len?
Because in this country, senseless, violent crime is so prevalent. It's people get killed here for a cell phone or for a box of cigarettes. It's incredible. Violent crime is out of control. The police cannot control it. Us as citizens have to be our first resource to protect ourselves, our family and our communities.
The main danger facing Cape Town residents is robbery in their own vehicles. The infamous carjackings or armed car theft. Practically a national sport in South Africa, carjackings are on a constant rise from year to year. 18,000 thefts were recorded last year. They happen everywhere at all hours of the day. Each time they're carried out the same way. Here we see a group of men that are about to rob a goods van. From a distance, the assailants spot their prey. They've blocked off incoming traffic. They pull out their guns. The robbery lasts only a few seconds, and in this case, resistance from those inside the vehicle is futile. Sandra Fouché is a mother in mourning. She recently lost her son in one of these carjackings.
I did this one 2 weeks ago. Is the time he was born, and the bottom clock is the time that he died.
Kyle had only just turned 21 years old and was killed at the wheel of his car in the middle of the afternoon.
54 days later, and I still haven't got an answer.
Today is the first time she's going to the scene of the crime, right in the middle of the township.
I'm very close to where it happened now.
It was the early afternoon and Kyle had just finished his day's work on a nearby construction site. On the road home, he got caught in traffic.
This is the bus stop that Kyle bought Kyle's car stopped just here. Someone came out of the shacks on that side. 2 guys out of the shacks on that side. They shot at him. I don't know if it was 1 gun, if it was 2 guns, but there were 2 shots. 1 shot missed him, 2nd shot hit him. Kyle managed to drive from there, and as he veered into oncoming traffic, the Avanza tried to move. The Avanza moved forward, but Kyle still managed to hit him. And that was when Kyle collapsed over in his seat and died.
At home, Sandra has not yet touched her son's things. Her sister Sally has come to help her. Kyle had just left home, but every weekend he continued to visit his mother and 12-year-old sister, Chloe.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this. He was wearing this when he died. I got it back from the morgue.
This killing was senseless. He wasn't part of gangs and he wasn't part of life like that. Why? Why him?
A murder that left a family devastated by grief and with little hope of finding the killers. In the townships, investigations are rarely successful.
Essentially, Kyle's case will probably never be solved. It'll turn into a cold case.
Like 90% or so.
He'll become one of those. He'll become one of the statistics in South Africa.
Like Sandra, citizens no longer expect anything from their police. Shocking circumstances, proof that the situation has spiralled out of control. Understaffed and undertrained, the police no longer have the means to curb this tidal wave of violence. So, South Africans are faced with a dilemma: rely on themselves for their own protection or call in specialist companies. For €300 a month, they provide their clients with a complete package. Camera installation, a mobile patrol, and above all, in case of emergency, a 24-hour armed response. Buntu Mapasa is a manager for one of these companies.
I think if you go back to the 9:03.
Each morning he reviews the incidents of the previous night.
They pretend like they're walking, right? And then slowly looking into cars. And then if they manage to spot something on the vehicle, then they will quickly, with the elbow or with whatever object they have, that's how they operate.
On this occasion, the suspect decided not to act, a fortunate outcome for the owner of the vehicle. But whatever the outcome, it is advisable to have such a device at hand. It can be a saving grace in many situations. In this video, for example, the man with the backpack is suddenly attacked by a group of young people in the middle of the street. With his hand in his pocket, he has just enough time to activate his device, which instantly alerts the guards in the vicinity. Luckily, a car was nearby and immediately went to the scene. While the victim was being held down, the Buntu employee ran to deal with the attackers.
This red button has saved many lives. Because remember, if you are able to get a chance to get to the phone, but if you have this would be a direct contact with the control room. As soon as you press it, it will come to our controllers.
Buntu Mapasa is 35 years old. He chose this profession for the salary above all else, €1,200 per month, 3 times the average in South Africa. High salary and adrenaline. Private security is one of the riskiest jobs in the country. Last year, 30 security guards were killed in the line of duty.
We're more targeted because of the firearms that we carry. Because remember, these criminals, they need the firearms. And they can't walk into a gun shop and start purchasing a firearm. So they will need to get it from somewhere. And unfortunately, they're getting it from us.
Buntu Mapasa does not only protect individuals. Lately, another type of clientele has been calling upon his services: shop owners. The country is experiencing an unprecedented wave of looting. 40,000 shops were robbed in a few days. Law enforcement officers were totally overwhelmed by the events. With over 300 deaths, the death toll is extremely high. Against this backdrop, the security officer is on maximum alert.
Everyone is on a panic. You've got business owners that are fearing for their businesses, because anytime, at any point, a group of people might come in and start looting your shop empty.
And just then, at security headquarters, an alarm is activated.
Controller, come in for Alpha Mike.
Buntu immediately goes to the scene. He suspects that goods are being stolen from this warehouse.
And no signs of forced entry, controller. All appears to be in order. Electric fence is still fine at the top.
False alarm. A few minutes later, his team sends him on to a new operation.
Yeah, take one. Just meet me in Mula Road, bruh. There were suspects that got away.
It's another carjacking. One of his customers has just been attacked while driving his car. The police are the first on the scene, and Buntu assists them looking for the suspects who fled.
Sure, inside, yeah. We'll just see if they're out or not.
Okay, all right. Suspects ran into one of the canals, man. It was an armed robbery. They've got one suspect already, but the other 2 apparently they in the canals. So we're just gonna see what's happening.
Nothing below ground. Buntu conducts a search of the neighbouring building. Time is running out to find the fugitives, and it's not playing in the security officer's favour.
Now we checked inside church and at the back, nothing.
A few hundred metres away, the police recover the murder weapon, a large caliber gun, a model particularly favoured by gangsters. The gangsters are finally arrested 2 hours later. After inspection, it becomes clear that the gun belongs to the gang that has been terrorising all of Cape Town, the most feared gang in the whole city, the Americans. They have their headquarters in a district just 15 kilometres from the city centre, Manenberg. 50,000 inhabitants and an average of 150 reported homicides per year. There are no less than 10 gangs spread across these 3 square kilometres. In this area, the Americans make the law. After months of negotiations, they accepted that we have a camera present for 48 hours. In this enclave, gang members only obey one man, their leader, Devon.
This is mess bag, like a knife. This is loot, like a lot of money, this one. And this one, oh, this one. His name is Killer. You know why he's a killer? He like to kill people, man. Straight talk, he like to kill people. That's why I get that nickname, Killer.
All these gangsters have robbed, raped and killed. Their leader, Devon, 41, is the most feared of them all. Actively wanted by the police, a price has also been put on his head by all the rival gangs.
We defend ourselves. There's only one of them. You see the others is here looking out at the borders. that the enemy can't come.
This is why as a harde plek wat is illegal. Er was 'n klomp groot laap gangster mense wat ons wat kry meer. Ons betrek maar net ons area en as jy nie wat is dit beteken.
Fuck them up if you fuck with us. You see, that's why we have a garage. We also have.
The Americans are dangerous and known to be uncontrollable. Especially when under the influence of drugs.
You see, ugly Americans, you.
All of us had something like that. God bless America.
We are born Americans, we die Americans. That's our life.
There's no turning back from being in the gang.
You feel like you're on cloud 9.
It's intoxication, man.
You doesn't know what's really happening.
But this is the good stuff for them. Very good stuff.
And you take them?
No, I'm drug free. I only take a cigarette and now and then alcohol. My whiskey, I like my whiskey. You understand? No drugs.
Why not?
How can I sell the stuff? And I use it. I can't get high on your own supply. You understand?
Business.
It's business.
Devon is flooding its neighbourhood with tick, a local version of methamphetamine or crystal meth, an incredibly powerful synthetic drug.
This is just 10 rand, that small pieces. And that long one, that one is 30 rand, that one.
Within a few months, the drug will make any consumer dependent.
Why do you do it, sir?
Because I don't smoke it. My mind is not the same. So I must smoke it to get a little bit higher.
But how much does the business bring to the house?
How much money?
Yeah.
No, that's a very uncomfortable question you ask me now, man. You understand? That's enough to go on, man. For me and my people here.
Devon won't tell us where the drugs come from or how he gets them. His business is sales. A task taken on by his two lieutenants, Jermaine and Gennaro.
This is tick. Tick. Makes the people high. Some people use it now, and they get like angry. Someone talk to you, you become aggressive. True, you see? Yeah. Later they have a gun, no? But when they talk, no? They wanna play with the gun now, and they wanna have the gun and cock the gun and do everything with the gun.
You say you take it to the corner, you're gonna sell it now to the customers.
Dealing is a risky business. Before rising up the ranks, Jermaine and Gennaro started out in the field.
Just here by this. Blob here. In front there, they shoot it. And looking for Jermaine that night.
And then they started shooting, All the time. He was running in front of me, but they shoot him scrums here, in the back here. So I thought maybe he's gonna fall. Because I'm running at the back, I'm watching him running. And I see, yeah, he's gonna fall. But okay, he didn't fall. He managed and he go.
The dealer was left with lifelong injuries.
Yeah, stole my bag.
Stole my bag, he have also here. And look how does it look. They're forced to work with the stuff. Yeah, this is his personal one.
And what is his name?
In the gang, Dylan is a hitman, a hired killer. He boasts proudly of his murders.
It takes 19. No, how many people does that gun? This gun, it killed. It killed plenty of people. I just come out shortly time out of prison. So this thing, man. I catch you, I pick you up, face off.
In these townships, every street, every pavement is the scene of a merciless turf war. The police's efforts seem futile. Gangsters kill each other for control of the drug trade, by far the most lucrative business. A police officer and his father, Commissioner Domingo, have been on patrol here for 22 years.
Everyone becomes a suspect that stands on a corner because they're part of a gang. So they will rather have drugs on them, or maybe, if you're lucky, they will have a firearm on them.
Every day,
Hey!
the police officers put their lives at risk.
Tell them omgaan, tell them omgaan. Tell them omgaan aan toe.
At the end of the alley, the police have just spotted 2 young people on the run. The first team goes after them.
Are you in the car now?
Sure. So you must come from both sides if you want to catch them. Because usually when you come from one side, they run to the other side.
The other one.
The police's trap allows them to close in on the dealers, but they got rid of their goods before they were caught.
What are you looking for here? Mandrakes. They normally hide it just in between the rubble.
Mandrax, an extremely powerful synthetic drug. It takes the form of small white pills.
Ah, shoot on, shoot on, shoot on, shoot on.
They're selling this mandrax.
$50 to $60 rand, it depends.
One. They crush it and then they mix it with the dacha and they smoke it.
The dealers will be taken to the central police station.
They will give them a fine, or for the most, is it how many, 2 years, 3 years for drugs?
But here in Cape Town, that's not what gangsters are afraid of.
Why were you selling drugs?
Alles so besig, hulle kom nou.
It was another home to get money.
On the contrary, doing time is considered a rite of passage.
If they maybe assault a prison warden, or then they climb the ranks, or kill a prison warden, they climb the ranks, or kill someone in prison, they climb the ranks.
After this first arrest, the anti-gang unit goes back on the ground. This time in Hanover Park, a completely dilapidated district. It serves as a rear base for 2 of the city's most feared gangs.
This area here is the mongrels. We're going to the mongrel territory now. You see how close they are to one another. That side is the Americans, this side is the mongrels. So that people can't come over here. They walk here, then they fight. That's why they're shooting one another. Also about drug turf. I'm just gonna check what's happening here with these guys.
Commissioner Domingo suspects that these young people are armed.
Ani happy lane hangi. Ako pa futa. Papa gang boys eh.
Naps ging soon.
Hey, besika.
Ja, tot.
Hoe mooi praat met my. Was there runner? Yeah. Huh?
This is what I found.
This is what they found. 9 mils. But their gun is their gun. As ik zeg met de bullet hier op jou. Wanneer zit er op hotel? En dan zit de Mexico op jou. Look hier. Oké, we gaan nog mooi praten over die politie. Wat zeg?
These young people are going to be arrested for illegal possession of ammunition. In the ghetto, the young dealers are the ones who get caught first.
Now they use these youngsters to keep the stuff on them and to do the running around, to sell the drugs for the gang leaders. So you will find them sometimes, most of the times, you will never find stuff on the person that is the leader or the drug dealer.
Ain't it frustrating also to feel like arresting only the small guy?
Yeah, but like if the small guy that we catch with the drugs, or they're selling the little quantity, then we can question him or get information from him to get to the big ones, the big dealers. Or the suppliers even, we can get to the suppliers also.
Methods that are rarely effective in their war against traffickers. For For Devon, the American's gang leader, it's not the police who worry him, but the residents of the township. Nothing must interfere with the smooth running of his business. As it happens, an incident has just occurred. One of the inhabitants of the territory he controls has been robbed. Devon gets hold of the first suspect.
Bring I must push you. Bring Don't worry, I got the car. Zet, kom je? Staan niet lang voor. Kijk eens hier over mij. Hij moest gewoon horen voor op zijn plek, no? Wie wil zeggen, is sterk, wie is het? Maar niet, als je gaat zeggen, als je wie op je gezegd, om te zeggen dat hij moet liegen, dat weet je, dan gaat hij ook geslacht worden, no? Hoor wat ik wil zeggen? Hoor wat ik wil zeggen?
One of Devon's lieutenants grabs a hammer to make him talk.
Wie dat doen? Wie dat doen? Wie het zeggen, wie dat doen?
In the end, the interrogation is fruitless. At the same time, the victim of the burglary arrives at the scene.
Ja. Wat empty hier, wij praten, jong.
My stove was on top here. My stainless steel kettle was standing there.
Did you took your stove also? Yeah, they took
My
our...
shoes, my t-shirts.
They took it. Yo.
You see here, it's empty here.
I can show you what they're gonna do. You must eat.
Devon instructs his men to continue their search. The burglar is finally identified.
Nou, kijk dan hier is jouw eerste voet, al die kakkangen van het. Je nummers toegemaakt. One of the friends, one of our brothers, get him on the highway. You see? So we forced him down. In our gangster constitution, he just been found guilty. Yeah, you don't get away with your stuff.
It isn't the first time that the thief has been caught.
Why do we do it? Hold it up. Baba.
Devon will let his henchmen deal with the burglar. In the evening, he has his own business to attend to.
Never seen I current that they were by gekomen. By langer man, we were by. Niet cafés wat after. Wie zei?
In order not to interrupt traffic, he's placed lookouts at the four corners of his neighbourhood.
What do you do? What's your job, sir?
My job is to shoot the people who shoot us. I must check out for the enemy, all the police also as well, you know. Like you see the police, they're up and down.
The gangs earn between 8,000 and 10,000 euros a month from this business, the bulk of their income.
Our later get now, more people is coming out. It's like vampires, they sleep in the day and get out in the night. You understand? What are you gonna see? If you don't know a lot of people coming out. Where this? You're gonna work later?
American style, I'm working already.
You see, it's the woman's time to work now. You see the other woman didn't work? She's gonna work now.
Tess is one of the only women dealers in Mannenberg.
Is it change?
She is also a drug user.
Maak a plan. Maak a plan.
Is it a dangerous job that you're doing?
Yes, it's dangerous, but you have to stay cool. Body language is most important when you do this job. The police coming, not going to be cool. They are trained for body language, so they'll know something's up. Like me, when I see the police, I'm cool. I just walk away.
Each night, she pockets 20 euros at the end of 12 hours of dealing. Come early morning, she is back in her makeshift hut.
This is where I stay. This is my baby. This is the boy, this is his friends. As brood, puni sak, lovey. A puni sak is brood.
At 29 years old, she's a single mother with 4 children in her care.
The father died 2 years ago. They murdered him that side. So right now, I'm selling drugs again. I know I'm killing people. By the end of the day, it's their choice. So I won't be the one killing them. They're the one who's deciding they're gonna buy. They're the ones who are deciding to use drugs. So if I'm not gonna be selling, someone else is gonna be selling.
Her friend Severino has made a different choice. He makes his living from odd jobs, all legal but a lot less lucrative.
I wouldn't do that though. I'm too scared to go to jail though. Because, I mean, that means that all good things come to an end. So you're gonna end up there in any case. That's how it stops. When you can get away 100 times, but the 101 time, they will catch you. So she needs to think of that. And then what's gonna happen to the kids?
Jail can't keep you forever. If I have a job, a stable job, I would get paid how much? I would get paid 100, 150 rand, which would go for what? So the 300 rand, at least I can cover my debt. I can do for the kids. It's very risky.
Tess has no fear of prison, nor violence. She's been behind bars 4 times.
I got stabbed here, as you can see. But I'm hiding it, and yeah, here are my arms. I've been stabbed as well. I was fighting 2 girls. So the one tried to stab me. So even though I get hurt, I don't give up.
You fought guys too?
I can always say this. I can do anything that a man can do, except I can't fuck a woman.
3 roads over from Tess lies the territory of one of the Americans' rival gangs, the Dixie Boys. After drug trafficking, their second source of income is racketeering small businesses.
It's a Faisal.
In charge of collecting fees is Noor, 22 years old, one of the leaders of the Dixie Boys.
Get done. Get done, man.
He's feared for his brutal and coercive methods. One Sunday a month, he makes his rounds to collect money.
500 now? Yeah. Yeah, my bro, you must know the reasons also, my bro.
30 euros per month is the price of the so-called protection offered by the gangsters.
Bro, shukran, my bro, man. Yeah, for the time in front. Don't be so scared, my bro, man. What?
Why take so long to open?
Take so long and stuff, my bro, man.
You buy?
All the shopkeepers in the area pay up, one after the other.
Main of religion this thing is they protect us and our business.
Yeah, because according to all the facts and the dangerous things that must happen here, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, to not let them disturb and all the money that you make, you feel safe also.
Yeah.
You understand, my bro?
Yeah.
Recently released from prison, Noor imposes his authority and his methods. Those who cross him do not stand a chance. And right now, he's angry.
I know this other guy here from us, this manskap here from us, you understand? You know what he do? He go there by the Nazis here, he take the Nazis money, run away. So they come complain by us and so we just beat him up a lot there. He is here.
On each expedition to collect dues, Noor summons his henchmen.
Like this one, this is one of the main ones, my bro. His name is Danger, my bro. You understand? Yeah, he is the one that make the whole time, my bro. You understand? The main shooter, my bro. We will sort him now out because he think we are fucking playing here. You understand? He's breaking down. I go for them. You understand? You mean the other crew.
Jesus, please. I fuck you up.
Okay, my bro.
I fuck you up.
Now, mess up.
Yeah, something like this.
Wala dyan si kang nagamit na sa pini, di vetay sa via entry da bu pio matambo ni kizan. So also number me bro, down me bro. What's up? What's up?
The gangsters will settle for a beating. The victim can count himself lucky.
Next time we shoot him, it's not. If you go the second time we shoot him, that's the first round. He was shot. You see here? Can you see? He was more shot here, man. Multiple times here, my bro. Here, right up, they stitch him here. They shot him here through, my bro. That's why. That we can, but if he's gonna do again something like that, then we're gonna kick for by that no more so. Salute.
On the streets of Manenberg, there is another business going on behind closed doors. This business is run by Rashid, one of the oldest members of the Dixie Boys. On the surface, he runs this garage.
This is a quick kebab, yes.
But the back room is a different story. 4 prostitutes work for him. They first pay him a fixed fee for the use of the rooms.
How much must they bring to you each month?
1,000.
Otherwise?
Otherwise, they owe me.
The pimp also pockets half of what the girls earn after each shift, €4.
Is it fine?
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
In South Africa, prostitution is a crime, punishable by a fine of €350 and up to 3 years in prison. The money generated by the prostitutes goes straight into the Dixie Boys' pockets. They use it to buy weapons and to expand their territory.
This place is almost like a fucking ticking bomb, bro. You must know what is a ticking bomb. A time bomb, bro. Any moment, any second, my bro, things happen here, my bro. In a split second, people die. In a split second, people... At the end of the day...
Noor is eyeing the neighbouring blocks of flats. They are under the control of the Dixie's rival gang, the Hard Livings. For the time being, the two gangs have declared a truce.
You see, we grew up all together, my bro, but they full of shit, those guys. You understand? Like this, yeah. We all together here, but we shoot each other here from this corners, my bro. Here, this side. You see? Like this court, and the other one. And that court there by the park, that is our ground.
All it takes to start a war is a small spark. One wrong word, a provocation.
There where danger is walking now. And if they see that guy, my bro, they full of shit, my bro. And they soon go take guns out and all this stuff. Maar ze kan hulle omvat, ek het weet maar sy gaan die saam oor my bro, maar danger! Danger! Anito.
That was.
You understand waar danger nou, my bro?
Danger like a pit bull. We can make him lose at any time. If you say danger, go. He goes. That's his job. He kills. That's his job. His daily job.
A provocation without consequences, this time.
I don't care about they ask me why I'm not walking on their territory. I'm just telling them we must not fighting. Why can't walk this side? But Friday night they want to fuck around with us, so we saw with them. We're not here to play.
In March, a series of shootings took place in Manenberg, leaving 14 people dead and 10 seriously injured. As usual, they took place in the middle of the day. In plain sight. The police, powerless, could do nothing to stop this outburst of violence.
When the gang wars when it's on, they don't care. They start shooting in the morning when the children go to school. And in the afternoon when children come out of school, then they shoot again.
Yes.
Yes, and it starts by the small ones. They start throwing stones, and afterwards the big gangs will start shooting guns.
In Manenberg, the next generation is already taking shape. These children are between 6 and 14 years old and have formed their own gang.
Not anyone can come here and talk his shit. You want to talk here and walk like you want to walk here. because we stand here, you see, there's the vehicles. You see?
Their 15-year-old leader has already committed the irreparable, his first homicide.
That's my main guy, that's one. I call him pro. He's like a professor when he's on the street. I like it when he kills the guys and throw the stuff. I like the way you do it. You don't take shit from the other guys.
You kids on the block, we more advanced, me bro. You understand? But okay, it's reality what happened here, me bro, in the ghetto.
Faced with increasingly young and dangerous gangs, some citizens have decided to take matters into their own hands, to do the work that, according to them, the police no longer do. Lynn Phillips is a teacher and a member of a highly organised citizens' militia.
This is the TMC, shotgun. This is what goes into the TMCs. It feels intimidating. The guys out there, they've got better equipment than what we have. So a bib and a baton and pepper spray is not going to help.
Founded 2 years ago, the militia already has 32 volunteer members.
This is the plan for the day. We're going to split up in our vehicles. We're going to do our point checks.
They have all received military training.
The group that we have currently here, as I said, they're from all walks of life. But crime is our main thing, and that is what brings us all together. We're all just normal South African citizens. We volunteer, we don't get paid for what we do. We do for the love of the community.
They have bought their equipment themselves, worth several €1,000s each, to protect themselves during their patrols, especially when night falls on the townships.
Where we're driving through now, it's a hot spot, and it's just a battlefield. And what's sad is that it's not them that get killed, it's the innocent people, because amongst these people that lives here, right, they don't have other choice than to stay here. And they are the people that get killed.
Lynn and these men are patrolling for the sake of the gang's collateral victims, the most vulnerable, including children and the elderly. Some of them have formed a neighbourhood committee. They alert the militia as soon as there's an incident.
An hour ago, there was a guy was robbed. We are standing on 6 on the corner that side. So we see here, there was a guy was standing in, then two guys ran from the palaces over, and then they robbed the guy. But we can't move so fast, so we use our, where's it, like we use this one, the whistle, and then we put our lights on, and then the two guys was running.
These ladies, they just wear a neon bib with a whistle, and that's their protection, and they go by faith. More boots on the ground. You see, you get to know who's on the streets, you get to know your territory, you know where to be extra cautious. So yeah, shot at, petrol bombed, sworn at. Yeah, so we had our good days and we had some bad days.
That night, things get out of hand. While the militia is deployed elsewhere, the neighbourhood committee is attacked by a gang of young people.
They throw a bottle, there's a beer bottle, they throw it at us. Told us they're going to shoot us and they're going to do that to us, and that's why she called the police.
Lynn's team intercepts the young people and searches them. They are all carrying knives. Catching them red-handed, Lynn has the power to arrest them and hand them over to the authorities.
We can actually take him down to the station for carrying a dangerous weapon. So yeah, most of the time I pray that's a gun, because it's one firearm off the street.
Last year, Lynn seized more than 1,200 weapons during her patrols. There are over 50 such militias in Cape Town. They're doing a great service to the police officers who patrol the streets at night, like Inspector Wayne Williams, head of the unit, out on patrol tonight. One of the most dangerous areas in Cape Town is Khayelitsha, where 2 million people are crammed into one township, a real cutthroat area.
There's been a spike in murders for the past few weeks, so for the past month. It was something like close to 30 murders. And just a few weeks ago we had, I think it was close to 17 murders on one day.
At the end of the street, Inspector Williams has just spotted something suspicious.
Let's go guys, let's go. Roll out, roll out, roll out.
On foot, police officers are much more vulnerable. Since he started out, Inspector Williams has lost 2 of his teammates to gangsters who shot them during a chase.
This is a very notorious part of sites here. Anything happens, or can happen in this area.
You mean you can take a bullet anytime?
At any time. And so we armor up.
There's a guy that ran through this gang. Let's go and let's withdraw.
You have to be superheroes in this area. The moment these criminals see us and they're on a passage like this, they are gone within no time.
In the townships, the criminals are playing on their own turf. The police withdraw. Soon, they receive a radio call.
It happened a few minutes ago, so we're just gonna go have a look there.
This time, the police are sent to a double murder. It happened inside this house.
Crying?
Yeah, it's a family member. It's a mother.
At this stage, Inspector Williams does not yet know whether it's another settling of scores between gangs.
I'm sorry for your loss, my brother.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir. I spoke to the father of the deceased as well. He's broken. He's broken. Yeah, the neighbors say they've heard gunshots, but they haven't seen anything.
The inspector cannot count on any testimony to help him in his investigation.
They are fearing for their lives, basically. If they say something, those guys who committed the murder, they will come back and then come for those who spoke. That's nothing new in Khayelitsha. There's people who die every day. There's no witnesses, no one's seen anything.
2 dead tonight in Khayelitsha, 9 homicides in total during the night. A sad chronicle of an ordinary night in Cape Town, one of the world's most dangerous cities.